Hello, everybody. All right, so I'm actually kind of simulcast streaming this. So I'm streaming on Twitch, and then I'm also doing a local recording because as soon as this stream is done, I'm gonna upload it to YouTube so that we can get the information out there as quick as possible. And before I start, I just want to make sure is everything like in the chat? I mean, the video feed, is it running smooth? I've never recorded locally while streaming out to Twitch, so I don't know if it'll cause lag or anything like that. But if not, I'll go ahead and get underway. So if you're watching on YouTube, you're gonna see a couple pauses because I'm gonna be looking at the chat just to make sure everything's all right, and then I'll move into what we're talking about. Video is good, sound is good. All right, thank you, Squint. So what we're going to be talking about today is kind of like the next 6 months of what TSG is going to be doing. We started implementing TSG mini-thons last year, and they were a lot of fun. We did Donkey Kong, and the other mini-thon kind of, what did we do? I don't know. We really liked the way they felt. They kind of reminded us when we did marathons back in 2008. They felt real similar to that. So we're going to be using mini-thons to kind of bridge the gap between marathons, between the bigger marathons like our big summer, our big Christmas marathon, and things like that. So we're still going to be having mini-thons aren't going to subtract the number of marathons that we're having, but you guys are going to have content in between them. And not only that, we're wanting to add what we're calling community nights. We've done community nights before. They went over really well. These are nights in which we streamed kind of community-driven game, not really community games that multiplayer games that we can, people can play together and have fun, and the community can kind of interact and do stuff together. Yeah, so let's go ahead and look into August, which you guys have a heads up on what's kind of going on there. So here we go. August, next week we'll start transitioning into our Kirby banner and theme. That's kind of I talked to local a little bit. It's kind of short notice on that, so it might be later on in the week that actually happens. So no promises there, but you can see there at the bottom that our 24-hour Kirby mini-thon is going to be August 29th to 30th. And so Kirby's been a marathon that's been suggested and asked for a while, so we really wanted to do that. And these mini-thons help us, help us do marathons that maybe don't have enough games or aren't long enough. So, and then we're having a community night, Mario Kart 8, that's going to be hosted by me on August 16th. And so we're going to have a community night every month, whether there's a mini-thon or there's a marathon. There will always be a community night because I feel those are important to do. So yeah, August 16th, Mario Kart, and then not more importantly, but I know some of you are more interested in, is the Kirby mini-thon. That's the August 29th and 30th, the August 29th. So with these mini-thons, the way they work, they're broadcasted from my house. And then we have a lot of you guys take part in playing them. So we usually play a game or two, and then the community also plays and or commentates. Oh yeah, I said local earlier. Also, I emailed Anna at the last minute, and so she just got word of the banner. So this is the type of harsh working condition. Like I told Anna, it's like, could you make a banner just as soon as possible? Really short notice. So Anna's awesome, local's awesome, and thank you guys. But yeah, so with these mini-thons, so it's broadcast from my house, but then we have people like Skype in. We've had Toast and Anna, and we just kind of chat. It's kind of like I said, if you watched our marathons back in 2008, it feels really similar to that, and it gives a chance for the community to also new community members or older community members, whichever, to also play in these marathons and or commentate. So I'll be making a post about that. So if Kirby's piqued your interest or any of these other announcements, you have a chance to play in those. So I think that wraps up August pretty well. So we'll go ahead and move into September, which personally I'm really excited about. I'm a huge Golden Sun fan. A lot of us are big ones. We just had a hard time trying to fit it into a marathon, even though with 3 of them, we feel like we could fill 48 hours. And so that'll be our next mini-thon, and our mini-thon that hasn't been announced. So it's a 48-hour mini-thon, the first 48-hour one we've done, and that's going to be September 19th to the 21st. And yeah, really, I've already talked a little bit to Blaumeasure and JD, and I think that's going to be a lot of fun. So our website will transition into that Golden Sun banner and or theme the first week of September. And then we have a community night being hosted by Chase. That's on September 13th, and it's a game called Rust. I know we have a very prominent and awesome community member named Russ. He's J-Weez on the chat right now, but this game, there's also a game called Rust. It's kind of similar to Minecraft in a way, except way more aggressive. It's a lot of fun. I think you guys will have a lot of fun with it. Chase, I know, really likes the game, so he volunteered for September. So September 13th, Chase will be playing Rust, and then of course we got the 48-hour Golden Sun Mini-thon. So if you're interested also in playing in it or helping out in it, there'll be a post in the forums where you can do that. And yeah, so I guess we should move on to October. And also, one thing before we move on to October, some of these mini-thons, because we have so many of them, you know, of course, Anna has done a whole ton of banners. Russ has done a whole lot of banners. We might actually do a couple of contests for some of these banners so that they don't have one each month. We'll see. Maybe just like a month or two to relieve the crew, but we'll see about that. All right, so October is, of course, the release of Smash Brothers 3DS. And Alan, I talked to Alan yesterday on Skype, and he said he wanted to host Smash Brothers 3DS night, which that's probably one of my favorite community night that we've got coming up here. That's on October 4th. It's on a Saturday, October 4th. Alan hosts Super Smash Brothers. Did I say Sonic earlier? Super Smash Brothers 3DS Smash Night. So that'll be Saturday, October 4th. Our website's going to transition into Batman theme, and for our first week here in October. And as you can see at the bottom, we're actually having, this kind of worked well. For those of you who don't know, Mayday moved down not too long ago, and her and Rob got a new house or new apartment, and they're gonna be hosting a Halloween party, and they were like, hey, we can do like a Halloween / mini-thon there, which is really awesome of them to volunteer that. And so we're going to have a Batman night. So I think Rob said we'll of course be playing through the Arkham games, possibly even some of the other Batman games. And I think we're going to be watching like all the Batman movies will be playing in the background. So that's going to be 24 hours. That's going to start on Friday, October 31st, which is Halloween. And during September, during the Golden Sun Marathon, you guys will get a chance to vote on our costumes, what we're going to be wearing during that Batman mini-thon. So that is going to be a lot of fun. Alright, so let's move on to November, which brings us I think it's going to be a mini-thon you guys will really get excited about. So November we'll be doing a Fire Emblem mini-thon. And Fire Emblem, a lot of staff members like this series. I'm going to get into it, I promise, here soon. I've got the Game Boy Advance game loaded up on my 3DS. And I also want to try out Awakening because I hear that's like the best 3DS game out there. But we're going to be having a mini-thon November 21st to the 22nd, so that's the weekend before Thanksgiving. And I see Taryn in the chat, he's excited about that. Maybe he'll even give a helping hand, or anybody who wants to volunteer to help play in that mini-thon. That should be really fun. And then a community night, Terraria, on November 15th is going to be hosted by Baltus. Now, our mini-thons, you know, we have pretty set times. We like to start at 6 p.m. I don't know, that's really just stuck for us for a while. Who knows if that'll ever change over time, but 6 p.m. is when the mini-thon starts on November 21st, and it ends at 6 p.m. on the 22nd. But the community nights, we'll get back to you on times, on when those will exactly start. Maybe those will start at 6. We'll have to see. But yeah, Terraria community night on November the 15th with Baltus. Terraria is so much fun. It's 2D side scroller. I have a lot of I don't know what you would call the genre of those games, but you know, Minecraft always comes to mind when I think of these scavenging for materials and resources and building stuff up. Baltus actually hosted a server for us probably about 6 months to a year ago, and we played that for a week straight. It is so much fun. It's one of the best community type games, I think, where everybody can just come in and have fun and hang out. So it should be cool. And now we head to December, which you guys are already. Oh, I should have mentioned November. We'll be switching over to the Sonic kind of banner and theme that last week in November, and then December, as we announced, our Sonic Marathon, our Sonic Christmas Marathon. It's going to be December 12th to the 15th. That's a full marathon, so you'll notice that it's 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th. That's really the thing, of course, that separates a mini-thon from a marathon is the length of the marathon, and then we have our full-blown marathons at the Rocking Age Ranch, which we're so happy to have them do that for us. So, also something I should have mentioned, as you see here in August. The mini-thon is for Act Today. The next 2 mini-thons will be for Act Today, Kirby and Golden Sun. That's because usually once a year we do an event for them, and we didn't do our summer or any of our regular marathons, so I thought that doing a mini-thon would be pretty cool for them, or a couple of mini-thons. We're still deciding on October who we'll be raising money for the Batman mini-thon, and same thing for November. We'll announce those a little bit later. So December we have our Sonic Christmas Marathon, and then Phantasy Star Online Community Night hosted by me. This is the one community night that could change. I will be doing a PSO community night at some point. It could be that night, but Rob and Mayday also might be doing their community night in December, so we'll see. So just keep that in the back of your mind that PSO night might change. I'm a huge Phantasy Star Online fan, and we've done Phantasy Star community nights way back when I hosted TSG 24/7. So I thought we should revisit that. So we are. And then January, I think a lot of people will be excited about this. Now in January, we had a really hard time. Deciding what this last game for our announcements, at least what we were going to announce, and we juggled between several games, and ended up just making the decision, and so we'll go ahead and show January. So I wanted to kind of mix things up a bit. We haven't really represented a Sony franchise in a while, and so we're going to be doing Ratchet and Clank. So we'll have a Ratchet and Clank mini-thon just January 30th through the 31st. And we'll transition into that website and theme first week of January, and then Caden's going to be hosting a Team Fortress 2 community night on Saturday, January 10th. So that's Ratchet and Clank mini-thon in January. Let me just re-go over what we have here. So in August, we've got the 24-hour Kirby mini-thon, August 29th to the 30th. September, we've got Golden Sun, September 19th to the 21st, with Rust Community Night on the 13th. October, we have Alan hosting Smash Night for the 3DS, October 4th. Batman mini-thon at Rob and Ash's house, which is going to be a lot of fun, costumes and all that jazz. November, we got a Fire Emblem mini-thon, the 21st to the 22nd, with a community night hosted by Baltus on November 15th. December, we have, of course, the Sonic Christmas Marathon, which you guys picked yourself during our first ever mini-thon that we had. That's the 12th to the 15th. It's going to be a big marathon, one of the only marathon we have for the full-size marathon for the next 6 months. And then in January, the Ratchet and Clank mini-thon, which is January 30th through the 31st. And there was something I was going to say about the Sonic Marathon. I kind of forgot, transitioning in between the two things. So that's what we have planned for the next 6 months. I wanted to get those community nights in there because I feel like we've been missing something like that for a while. But also, I know I like to tease you guys. This is one last. We have something marathon-wise. We have something big brewing for next year, and I think it's really, really big. But I can't announce it yet because we're partnering with somebody, and we have to get everything worked out because we don't want to announce something and then something change. So I promise you, here soon, we have a really cool group that we're partnering with, and we're going to be doing something really cool and different. And I really can't wait to announce that. But so you know how we like to roll. We like to end with a bang. And so earlier I talked about in January how we're really trying to have a tough time between Ratchet and another series. And the reason why we're having a tough time with the other series is because we're like, man, we can't fit it into a mini-thon. We're like, all right, let's go with Ratchet because we feel like we can fit those games. That's a good amount of time. It's a mini-thon. But this other series is always highly recommended. So we're like, we got to do something for it. So what we decided is the big reveal. So in 2015, we're going to do a series of mini-thons dedicated to the Tales of franchise. So we'll have, for example, I don't know the months exactly yet, but it could be, I'm just going to throw something out there, like maybe, August, September, we do 2 Tales of mini-thons back to back. We'll decide how many mini-thons we need or how much representation we'll give. No more than 3. It'll probably be 2 is what I'm thinking, though. So we'll be doing the Tales of franchise in 2015 in a series of mini-thons. So that should be a lot of fun. And anyways, that's all we have to announce for today. Of course, the full-blown marathons for next year we'll announce later as we get closer to those. But these are, what we have planned to bridge the gap between here and Sonic and the month after Sonic. And then, of course, we have Mario that we already announced next year. But we'll talk about those dates for Mario and the other marathons we have planned for 2015 later on this year. Maybe as we get closer to Sonic, maybe we'll talk about that during Sonic. So, yeah, thank you for everybody. We had a lot of viewers turn out, and I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to take the local broadcast down, and then I'll read the chat and stuff. But this is the portion I'm going to upload to YouTube. So thank you for watching, everybody on YouTube, and I'm going to go ahead and end the YouTube broadcast now. So see you guys soon.